Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. Last episode, we now own the Fortress of Cadnua. It's kind of a bit of a... It needs work, but we are working on getting it better. So, with us rested and our loot sold, it's time for us to move on. Let's head south to the only direction we can go, the Woodland Plains. I have a feeling when we get there, we'll be able to set up another upgrade. Which will be nice. Yep, main keep construction is completed. Perfect. Now that we have the main keep, let's get Bright Hollow. Let's work on restoring Bright Hollow so that we'll actually have a place we can rest. That sounds like something I'm really going to need. After that, we'll work on other things to improve them. But yeah, I'm glad to have that. We should probably... We'll probably want to work on something to give us skills. Maybe the Bailey and the Western Barbican. It's actually not a bad idea. We'll need the barracks as well eventually, but anyway, Bright Hollow is the next upgrade. Now then, we're in a new area. Let's start looking. As we do, stick to the road, and afterwards we'll take a look elsewhere. Road's fairly simple here. Oh! Hello.
Hush, Itumak. We'll just wait a little longer.
North to Cadnua, west to Defiance Bay.
Eh?
A dwarven woman, dressed in skins and hides, leans against the road marker. Her face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thick stripe of face paint. She's sharpening a bone arrowhead with a scrimshaw-handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on a bear figurine between her feet. A large, white-furred fox standing at her heels looks up at your approach.
Easy, Itumak. It's not him.
This outfit may not be flattering, but I am definitely not him. She lifts her head and looks at you. No argument there. It's just not you I'm looking for. Who are you waiting... Yeah, do I look like a him? Who are you waiting for?
Short version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Odd way to put it. Your friend is supposed to meet you here.
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know Whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something.
Back up. What does a stranger have to do with your friend?
The long version. Here we go. I'm from an island to the far south called Nasitak. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
Why can't you find him? There can't be that many of your people in the Deerwood. He died when I was still a young girl. Forgot to mention that part, did I? I'm looking for his latest reincarnation. Which could be anyone. Ah, yes, that could be anyone. How long have you been looking for Persok? Her painted brows lower and her compact, muscular frame sags for just an instant. 5 years. So you've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely remember? Who could be anyone now?
That about sums it up.
Why do you have to find Persok? She smiles wryly. That's more of a campfire tale. I'm not quite ready to get into it. Well, it must be an important duty.
So I keep reminding myself. Still, it would be nice if important duties came with clearer instructions.
She looks at the Audra figurine in the dirt. How does that statuette figure into it? She dusts the figurine on her trousers and raises it in her small, flat palm. It's carved in the shape of a bear, smooth and round. The polished Adra is worn to a dull mat along its arched back and ovoid haunches. A soft glow emanates from within.
Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persok. Before he returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later.
As she holds it out to you, you feel wisps of sensation. Not quite memories, but traces of someone.
When I left Nasitak, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persok, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright, for a few hours. But most of the time, it looks just like this.
What will you do now?
I can tell you what I won't do again. Rely on miracle peddlers. It was some so-called watcher who sent me to this crossroads in the middle of nowhere in the first place.
Ah, so she might not approve of my assistance if I tell her I'm a watcher. Great.
I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5 golden dukes to lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the Wolf's Lair and the twining trees.
What's the Wolf's Lair? Defiance Bay. Locals call the current Duke Wolfgren. Sounds like he'd be fun to drink with. Is Twinning Trees a real place? He meant Twin Elms. I haven't been there yet, but I hear they have some especially memorable trees. Probably elms. Go on.
He thought he was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
May I see the figurine?
Why?
I just want a better look at it.
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
She hands you the figurine, her chapped knuckles grazing your hand. She watches you examine it, wary but curious. You raise the Audra bear, turning it in the light. As her eyes catch a tiny glinting scratch, the scenery around you melts away. You're standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through eyes that aren't your own. You catch the musk of beasts amidst the fresh scent of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You'll have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below you. I see a vision of cliffs high over the water. Does that sound familiar? Your question is greeted with shrugs and silence. I've got it. He's standing on a cliff.
What are you talking about? What just happened?
She looks at the Audra bear herself, turning it a few times. I'm actually a real watcher. She blinks at you a few times, calculating. I know this sounds strange, but it's the truth.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
Come with me. I've got other business in the area, and we can lurk for Persok on the way.
And if this is your idea of a joke, you may be stuck with me for a while. Lead the way.
She tucks the figurine into her pouch, and her fox stands, shaking its pale coat. And we have a new companion, Sagani. Let's take a look at her. Okay, so she's a hunter. Let's see. Stealth and survival, pretty nice. And she's got a companion with her. Let's see. Hunter's instincts, marked prey, second wind, stalker's link. Arctic fox companion. And wounding shot. Weapon focus peasant for hatchet, spear, quarterstaff, hunting bow, and unarmed. She's also got the companion and agile retreat. Okay. What about gear? She has Masuk hunting bow. Sagani's hunting bow is made for a dual role. In her home village, the hunters pursue game both to kill and to subdue, often using blunt arrows to stun small quarry. These captured animals are sometimes raised or traded to other villages. As a result, Sagani's Masuk bow can fire arrows that do pierce or crush damage, but it has slightly reduced range and damage. Interesting. I mean, we can enchant it, it seems, if we really wanted to, but I don't think we do. She's also got a dagger and hatchet, and fine hide armor. Probably try to upgrade that at some point. We do have a couple cloaks. I guess we'll give her this one. And that's why I hold on to these things.
Ready,
now let's
Watcher.
see. So she's got Second Wind. She's got Marked Prey. Designates a single target as prey, giving the ranger and animal companion a damage bonus against it. Which is per encounter. Okay. And Wounding Shot. As he or she would with fleeing prey, the hunter aims for a spot that will slow the target enemy's progress, hobbling the target and inflicting raw damage over time to it. Nice. How about we speak with her a bit? Sagani draws up beside you, her fox following at her heels, and takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
You've been searching for Persoc for 5 years?
5 years for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimak.
How's the search going?
It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
Why do you have to find Persoc?
Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Elitsak. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Elitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persoc died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero. Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
What happened to her? I don't think she ever returned. It happens that way sometimes. She folds her arms, her expression sober. I see.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me. But sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me. If they think of me often.
Of course they do. They must. I would like to believe it. And yet, sometimes days go by and I realize that they have not crossed my thoughts. Such days are rare, but they happen. She looks away, tugging at the strap of her quiver. It shames me to think of it, but more than that, it scares me.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
Well, I've remembered fragments. She leans a hair's breadth closer. Really? What's that like? It's strange. Feels like I'm going crazy most of the time. I don't envy you. Guess I'm lucky I only have to worry about someone else's past life.
Makes me wonder what Persoc remembers about our village. Or if a turn at the wheel has yanked the details out of his mind like it does for most of us.
What would you tell him about your village?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Itamak brushes against her hip and she scratches her head. Recently, there's been a lot of good years. My aunts say we've had fewer clashes with neighboring villages thanks to the hunting territories that Persoc helped establish. In bad years, we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us the hard winters. Persoc brokered a lot of those agreements too. She holds up the bear figurine. He got this from one of the Almawa ships that used to trade with us. It sounds like Persoc did a lot for your people.
That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
Sounds like you're on a hunt for your own, though. You feeling the thrill of the chase, or ready for this to be over? Well, it's a little too early to tell. Fair enough. She rises and stretches, looking around. Might as well keep moving while we've got some daylight. I'd like to talk some more. What's on your mind? I want to know about your homeland. Nasitak? She rubs her nose with one broad finger. It's a big island in the middle of the Deadfire Archipelago, just off the coast of the White That Wins. Tundra, mostly, with a few snow-covered forests in the warmer parts. Most of us live in fairly small villages. By standards here, anyway. Mine is Masuk. What's Nasitak like? She shrugs. Cold, but not as cold as the White That Wins. The few kith who visit Nasitak find it sparse, but there's plenty to sustain a village if you know where to look. She ticks the items off on her calloused fingers. We get hide and meat from caribou, seals, and small whales. Bone, too, which makes fine bows and arrowheads. Community is important to us. We survive or perish together, so everything we do, every week-long hunt, every wall we build, is for the village. Who lives there? Mostly Enutanic, like me. People here call us boreal dwarves. Migratory clans of Glamfellan from the White That Wins sometimes spend the colder seasons on Nasitak, but we don't see too many other foreigners who can tolerate the elements. She pats her weather-bronzed arm. Those of us born in Nasitak like to say we have a hardy layer of sealskin just beneath our flesh. Tell me more about Masuk. We're a tundra village. To an outsider's eyes, we're probably not much different from the others around us, but our elders have stories that go back hundreds of years. Epic hunts, battles with neighboring villages, sojourns across the sea. We share these stories, too. That's all? What do you do back in Nasitak? I'm a long hunter. I stalk game across the tundra with some of the other wives. We usually hunt caribou and oxen, but we find hares and birds, too. It's a good and respected position. To see so much of Nasitak in the company of my friends and sisters, this is one of the pleasures of life in Masuk. Tell me about Itamak. She scratches behind his ear. A good hunter, but not much of a talker, and that's been fine by me. When we hunt in Nasitak, we almost always bring our foxes with us. They help us track and flush game, and they're fearless defenders against bears and snow leopards. Clever Itamak has always been my favorite. He wags his brushy tail. You have a family back in your village? Of course. We'd never send a woman who hasn't had a chance to find a mate and have a couple of children of her own. Tell me about your children. I've had 5. Yakona, Etsuka, Najuo, Anik, and Malak. Etsuya and Anik died young in long, lean winters. Malak was barely talking when I left. She scrapes a thumbnail along the handle of her hunting knife. He probably won't know me when I get home. She frowns, her hand falling from the knife. Even in Nasitak, I spend most of my time on the hunt, but then it's easier to relish the hunt when I know I'll see my family enjoying our kill. What's your husband like? Kalu's a good man. He's raised our children well and built us a strong home while I've been away on hunts. Our parents chose us for one another when we were still young. Not the way things are usually done here, but ours chose well. We came to appreciate each other as helpmates first, then friends, and then... well, you know how it goes. There's a hint of a blush between the stripe of face paint. I'm curious about your search for Persok. I'll tell what I can, but Tarnek Ilitsak pilgrimage like mine are rare. Why do your people have this tradition? She pulls a bear figurine out of her satchel, running a finger along its smooth back. It's something we've always done. The elders say it was first begun to forge ties with other villages. It's hard to fight over caribou herds when you see someone you respect on the other side. We also believe that passing our history on in this way keeps us stronger, and it helps them, the elders I mean, return to us after they've been away for us for a generation or more. They can use the experiences they've accumulated over lifetimes to lead the village again. Are elders usually reborn so far from the village? Most often they return somewhere in Nasitak, a member of another village, or they're reborn among the Glamfellan of the White That Wins. Even so, it's hard to say what's usual. A mischievous grin crinkles her eyes. When my grandfather was a boy, the elder came back as a polar bear. The huntress chosen for the task had to recite half of her village's deeds while running from the beast. Her expression sobers. Even so, there have been journeys longer than mine. Some last decades, and the huntress doesn't always return. What happens when the elder is found? That depends on the man or woman he's become. It's easiest when the rebirth happens in another village of Nasitak, where the tradition is understood. Even in the White That Wends and the southern islands of the Deadfire Archipelago, people understand this custom and will welcome you politely enough, even if their souls do not remember. She shrugs. But sometimes you find someone whose soul has no memory of the village, and you have to tell him of people who remember him still. As disheartening as this is, you hope that the reminder will aid his soul in a future life. How did you get picked to come search for Persok? Another old village tradition. The elders watch the caribou migrations and cast seal bones to determine the right time for this journey. When the omens were determined, all the village wise drew shark teeth. We're the ones who go away to hunt and fish, so we're the best suited for a task like this. Anyway, I grabbed the little tooth. Traveling so far is a rare privilege for us, but as you can see, the journey can be unpredictable. What are your thoughts on my search? She frowns. Helps to know what you're hunting. You've got a lot of tracks to follow, but where they'll lead is anyone's guess. Alright.
No problem.
Well, we've got a new companion for us. And good to have her. Let me throw down a save before we finish looking through this area. We might be able to. Okay, so to the west is the direction we are ultimately going to need to go, but we can at least uncover the road. There weren't any interruptions, but we'll be able to get to the Adalwan Bridge. Aside from that, we've also got this path over in the east. We'll uncover it. Then we'll take a look at the areas in the north, probably the northeast area first. And then the south. Yeah, the roads don't seem that active. There's not much going on here. And to the east leads to Stormwall Gorge. Interesting. Well, either way, time for us to begin exploring off the road. We found a forest lurker. Alright, get on killing. We got a full party of 6. I think we can do a decent amount of damage here. Yeah, we're damaging it well enough. And... ow. Okay, the good news is we killed it. There we go. And that's a cliff we can't go up. Alright, let's take a look around here. Oh. Another forest lurker. Alright, everyone work on killing this forest lurker. Actually proving effective. That was actually a lot more effective than the last one.
No problem.
Surprisingly better. Okay, that leads up onto that cliff area. Take a look there in a moment. Let me just uncover this area right over here. Though there doesn't appear to be anything of note. Well, some ingredients. Okay. Let's take a look up here, see what we find. Oh! Another forest lurker. Ah, it's down on the bottom. But we do have a body here. Dead adventurer, didn't have much. Okay. Head on around and we'll kill that forest lurker. I don't know if we'll get any experience for it, but we may as well. Okay, those are more epitaphs. Get on killing.
Let's burn this away.
Alright, get that forest lurker dead. And it's dead. Okay, we are able to handle these, so
No
that's
problem.
good. Doesn't appear that there's anything else over here. So now let's take a look in the northwest section. See what we find over here. Quigra. Let me drop down a save first. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh, and there's a forest troll too. 2 forest trolls. Oh, that's actually a lot of foes.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of foes. You two get that Quigra dead. He summoned someone. Oh, we're losing people. Give me a moment. I will fully admit I did not expect that to
No
happen.
problem.
Okay, you... How about we get down a blessing? Okay, the mage is dealt with. Get that troll down before he kills the rest of us. You are in trouble. Get out of there. We're trying to do what damage we can. I think we're gonna be able to be okay this time.
Let's go.
Finish off the last troll. There we go. Okay, that was surprisingly rough.
Sure.
Didn't really get anything that notable from him, but we killed him at least. Let's keep looking around. And it looks like we got a cliff here. Okay. So there's something there we can't really investigate unless we find the way up, which seems to be probably somewhere down here. A couple ruins, it looks like, over here. Yep, that seems to be the way up. Oh! Lions! Didn't expect to find a lion. But we're killing it with incredible ease. Hold on. Is someone... Why are you holding on to those? You should not be. Oh, we found a camp here. Oh no, that's just a gold name. Tucked under the flap of this bedroll is a relic of some kind. A small conch shell strung with seaweed. And you're a gold name, so you aren't really important for this. Okay. Let's see if there's anything of note up in this area. I know the episode's gonna go a little long, but I think that's fine. Oh! Another lion.
Let's go.
2 lions. Fortunately, the lions do die relatively easily.
Let's go.
Right, kill the other one. You, run!
Dead on.
You took more damage than I'd like. Oh, damn it. It's supposed to go like this.
No problem.
Let's see. Waves are roughly chiseled in the stone. They grasp at Andra's beloved moon like curling fingers. Hearth Harvest, a unique hatchet, which I think I can give to you. Let's see here. This hunting hatchet has a leather-wrapped wooden handle and a silvered blade covered in finely etched flames. When the blade is coated in the blood of prey, or an opponent, the etchings glow a fiery gold, roaring to life. Even at rest, the hatchet smells faintly of smoke and charred flesh. Okay, extra damage, deflection, burn damage, and DR bypass. That's actually good. You use a hatchet, so go ahead. I'll let you have that. And that'll be good. It looks like there's nothing else here, so we can go take a look at the southern area. Again, I know, episode's going a little long, but I may as well finish up the area. Come on, speed up so we can do the running. And there we go. Let me drop down another save. Alright, let's head down in this direction. Uncover what we can. And we found a ruined hut. A sparrow's nest is tucked between two angled slats. And we've also found the southern area, which we can take to go to Searing Falls. Doesn't appear to be much to that little hut. Uh-oh. Oh, another one of those things. A Quigra. Okay, this time it's just the Quigra. I don't know what she did just now, but she's dead. Seems like she did some sort of area attack that damaged all of our ranged guys, which I'm not pleased about. Oh, we found a cliff face, so there's going to be an upper level to this. Ah, I can see the other edge of it. Yes, I see. Okay. We'll uncover everything around down here, and then we'll go up onto the cliff face. Oh. Another forest lurker. You attack after.
Let's go!
Get that forest lurker dead. You know what? You throw in one of these. Maybe that'll help a bit. Almost got it.
Dead on.
And there we go. Forest lurker's dead. It keeps giving it to... Or, okay, it's fine. Never mind.
Sure.
Okay. Down this way. Not really much here, aside from... Oh, there's an ingredient we can grab. There's something we can grab. I do wonder if there's anything interesting on top. Well, this seems to be the way up, so... Let's get everyone in position and take a look. Is there anything of note around here? Not really. Wine dregs swirl around the bottom of the clay jar. Okay. Not much there. And not much but a potion and some coins. Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here, because it's gone on long enough. A little longer, yeah, but that's fine. Next episode, now that we have a full team, I think maybe we'll head back to Cadnua and see if we can find anything deeper down in the in those dungeons, the endless paths. I'm a little curious if we'll find anything interesting down there. We do have these other areas, but we do kind of need to head west, and I have a feeling we'll get more quests if we head this way. So, next episode, back to Cadnua, and we'll take a look in the endless paths. Till then, I am Chester44, also known as Falai. That is Laniara, Adair, Durance, Alof, Kana, and Sagani. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, and I shall see you all next time.